If you asked a really good looking guy who's a high school quarterback, and he just, and all the girls love him, and you said, you've never had a girlfriend, you say, how do you get all the girl? And he says, I don't know, I just talk to him. Because he doesn't know how to, he just does it, right? You have to go to somebody who you have to figure out how to go from this to this. And there's a process to do that.
If your product is more complex, right? So maybe if you're contingency, you're maybe less complex. But if you have a system, you're more on the side of retained, you might have more of a complex service, or your process and procedure might be more complex. Would you say that, like that makes more sense? And if so, how do you start to transition to that from the contingency side to the more retained?
Yeah. So you're right. It is better. Well, see, there's absolutely different styles. Obviously, your contingent is a different style of marketing, direct outreach, and versus retained, or a mixed. Like, and to be candid, I do a mix of the two. So it's like I don't do one or the other necessarily, but I provide my clients a choice, an informed choice. But yeah, there is a. But yeah, so if you are looking to go contingent to retained, one of the big things to make, and I see this a lot, especially as I've started training more and more people, is that one of the big mistakes they make is that they'll go ask like a retained recruiter, how do you get retained? And the retained recruiter says, I don't know, I ask for retain, right? I just, I value my time. I don't work on searches that are just contingent. So then a contingent recruiter goes, oh, okay, all right. So then what happens is they get a client on the phone that's desperate or urgent or whatever. They say, well, they kind of, I'm paraphrasing, but the pitch basically is, well, I'm really busy. I have a lot of work. If you want to buy my time, then, then it takes an engagement fee up front or whatever kind of money down situation it is. And I always thought it was a wrong way to sell it, because you're not really selling them a different product. And so I'd rather productize it, have them develop a product that is significantly different. And so when you look at so really in essence, what you're looking to do is, I kind of make this short because I can go off on it for like literally 20 minutes on this thing. But when you look at the whole of what your clients are trying to do, right? Your clients don't want, ultimately what they want. They don't want I want to find good candidates. They don't give a shit about good candidates. They want a high performing team that hits the numbers out of the park so they can get promoted and feel good and make more money. That's what they want. So the recruiting is just a small piece of it. So to go and find the candidates and to bring to the product, get the right ones, onboard them correctly, retain them correctly, develop them. If you can create a product that kind of encompasses more of that, and like an all-around product, and then find a way to teach them that, hey, what you've been doing in the past is not working, and you can kind of show them a new methodology, a new system, whatever. And then what happens is, when you comes down to rolling out your fee, if you say, look, you sell them on the product, and you say, look, in order to use this, here's what it. Here are the terms, right? And those terms may be a money down situation, or you can do this contingency and it's this. It might cost the exact same, but they get all these things with retained or engaged, but they just get contingent. But at least they can make an informed decision, and you're not strong-arming them based on their desperation. And that is a more effective way. But the problem with asking a retained recruiter who only does retained is oftentimes those guys or gals, they're pitching against other retained recruiters with a client that's expecting to do retained. So it's a different kind of sell, it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm sure you guys, you wanted to meet girls when you were young. Same here. And I wasn't very good with girls, but if you asked a really good looking guy who's a high school quarterback, and he just, and all the girls love him, and you said, you've never had a girlfriend, you say, how do you get all the girl? And he says, I don't know, I just talk to him. Because he doesn't know how to, he just does it, right? You have to go to somebody who you have to figure out how to go from this to this. And there's a process to do that. And that's where I think a lot of recruiters go wrong, is they ask the guy who's doing retained, you can't explain what they're doing or how to do it, and they try to do the same thing and it falls flat. And that's, I think, one of the biggest frustrations a lot of recruiters have going from contingent to retained.